Before we can begin to build a statistical model, we must understand the history of our data. So from the bank's perspective, how many minutes did our 100 employees use last month? Did it vary by position? Did it vary by gender? Let's explore this using the Descriptive Statistics feature and histograms from the Data Analysis Tool Pack. So let's go into Data, Data Analysis, and find Descriptive Statistics and click OK. And let's calculate the descriptive statistics for all 100 employees and their cell phone usage. So we're going to highlight B1 through B101, and B1 contains a word, usage, so we'll click labels in the first row. It's not a number. Group them by columns. Put our output on a new worksheet so we don't taint our original data. Summary statistics, and let's check the confidence level for the mean as well, and click OK. So here is our monthly usage in the past. The average is 466 minutes. When we arrange the data from low to high, the average in the middle is 504 minutes. And a few individuals did not use their phones at all and spoke 0 minutes. The range is 0 minutes to 948 minutes. And it's important to remember to look at the count to be sure you did not miss any data, and all 100 are accounted for. Now this is helpful, but we would probably want to break down by employee class. Bankers versus wealth managers versus tellers. And that has been provided to you already. And you can see we ran descriptive statistics by employee classification. So wealth managers spoke on average about 563 minutes, whereas tellers spoke on average about 154 minutes. Now it's important to preserve the anonymity of our employees in the database. So for example, if you go to count, there are only 8 tellers in our database. And if you go through the actual data, 6 are male and 2 are female. So it's important to preserve the anonymity of these individuals so that they cannot be traced later on when we pare down our data. Histograms are formally discussed later on, but we can note for now that histograms will help us arrange our data into classes and tell us what percentage of usages for cell phones are in each class. So to build a histogram, let's go into Data, Data Analysis, and click on Histogram. Now our input range is our cell phone usage, and it would probably not be wise to calculate histograms for each class because our data sets are small and it's easier to identify an individual employee with smaller data sets. It asks for something called a bin range. And a bin range is something you have to physically type in, which I did here. I noted that the smallest observation was 0 minutes and the largest was about 900 minutes. So I created a bin that reflects 0 in increments of 200 minutes to 1,000. So let's see how that works. Checked labels. I always like to put it on a new worksheet, chart output, and click OK. So here is our histogram. And I'm going to right-click and format the data series and make the gap widths a little smaller. And I'll close that out so you can see the histogram. And here we are. So here's the general shape of our graph. And you can see it looks sort of bell-shaped, not perfectly, that there are 3 employees that used between 0 and 100 minutes, 14 employees that used between 200 and 400 minutes, etc. So this presents a nice graphical depiction of cell phone usage. One type of bell-shaped probability curve that you will encounter is the normal probability distribution. So you might be able to conclude that this group of 100 employees is approximately normal. And this statistical property is very important as you continue on with this course.